Hi, how you doing? It is day 14. We're officially halfway of the designated, prescribed amount of days of isolation here in New Zealand. And I just thought it would be interesting to do a vlog in the way that vlogs began, or at least how they began for my generation, how I remember them growing up, is that they were all on a computer webcam. And the webcam was always kind of crappy, and it was always kind of blurry, and the light always looked this bad, and my face was always blurry, and you see all my notes in the background of my elf there. But I just thought it'd be interesting to do a classic vlog, like the ones that I grew up seeing, and always vowed to never take part in because I thought they were incredibly lame. And I still kind of do, but I enjoy making them now. And that's, I didn't think I would. And this whole thing of vlogging, I still hate the term. There's still such a stigma in my mind I need to get over. Because for me, when I think of the word vlogger, I just think of the most annoying people. But mainly when I'm like looking for a tutorial on how to fix my computer, and the video starts up with some guy saying, "Hello YouTube, it's me," and I'm just like, I don't care, just tell me how to fix my computer, guy. That's what I think of when I think vlogger. But I think that's a YouTuber. I don't know, maybe I'm making excuses. Maybe I am a YouTuber now, who knows. This is my 14th video. I'm still new to this. My 14th video. It's interesting, I've gone from never ever making a vlog and not wanting to make one at all to making 14 in a row, and purely by way of me just wanting to find something to do every day of this isolation period, because I didn't think that it was going to be something that I was going to be able to stand for very long, because I'm quite active. But if anything, I think this has taught me that I'm active no matter what. I seem to always find something to do. And for me, on day one, I thought, okay, day one, I'll make a web video. Why not? I'll just do it. That's what I'll do. And then day two came along, and I thought, I'll just make a second web video. Why not? I can't think of anything else. And then I thought, what if I made one every day? And here we are at day 14. And this is my 14th one. Doing it in the old classic style. I'm trying to remember the names of the people I used to watch. I remember this girl who was like insane way back when I was like emo. I'm bashfully admitting that. Way back when I was emo, there was this like vlogger called Boxy. She had this whole online personality where she was just like nuts. And as a 14-year-old, I was like, what the hell? This person has so much confidence there, putting themselves out there and playing this character online. I remember thinking that she was crazy, but that was cool. And I couldn't figure out why someone would want to do that. And I still can't figure out why anyone does this every day. For me at the moment, it's just nice to have something to do. And I think there is a benefit to the sort of self-reflective side of things. I mean, there's always a benefit to self-reflection, always. But this is a more literal way of doing it. A way of doing it where you can watch your own feelings and reactions back, which is scary, but also freeing. Because for you as a viewer, you're seeing this and listening to it, yet I've filmed it long before you've watched it, or at least a day in my case. I'm also aware that I overanalyze things a lot of the time, and perhaps I would get more done if I didn't do that with every single action or choice that I made, but it's just the way that I am. I overanalyze things because I'm curious about the mechanics of how things work. I don't necessarily always need to know, but I want to know why things are, or how things are. And for me, for some reason, I find vlogging very different to acting. Acting is something that I go to quite easily and something that I go to quite naturally, and I love being on stage and performing on camera. I love those things, but this is different because I don't get a character. It's just myself and you, person watching this. Is that strange when I break the fourth wall, when I address you as the viewer? Is that a weird thing? Because it's a weird thing for me. Because for the viewer, you are looking at me and hearing me speak. But for me, well, obviously I can't hear you or see you. But more to that, what I do see, I don't have a mirror, what I do see is this. That light there is you to me now. Presently. Because I'm in the past. For you. How trippy is that? Heck, I could be dead right now. Is that getting too real? I'm getting too real, aren't I? Just saying. Once it's on the internet, it's forever. This version of me at this moment in my life, at this moment of the world, at this pinpoint moment of the universe is recorded now. That just exists. And you have it. Anyway, enough of that. It's day 14. I'm most likely going to develop a lot more theories and ideas on this whole thing. Me and you, how this works. But, shall we do an update? Now, it is the 8th of April, 2020. And currently, we have been in isolation for 14 days here in New Zealand. The total coronavirus cases in the world stand at 1,349,877, 74,820 recorded deaths worldwide so far. Currently, let me give you a general breakdown of the world if you're watching this in years to come. If you're watching this in the future and it's not 2020, I'll tell you what has happened today. Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the UK, I knew that, I just forgot the name of the country. The Prime Minister of the UK is currently in intensive care because he decided that it would be a good idea to shake hands with everybody while he was visiting a hospital filled with people that had coronavirus. Not my words, those are his. He was very proud of that move. Probably wasn't a very good move. The Queen has spoken out as of yesterday to say that everything is going to be fine and everyone should relax and just keep on keeping on. That's a very bad Queen impression. The USA, as of, ages ago, now has the most cases out of any country in the world. That is what it is. I mean, terrible, obviously, but Trump is, I don't think anyone expected anything else. I don't think anyone in the world expected anything else while Trump is in power. Even Trump supporters were like, it's going to screw this one up. This is going to go badly. And it did. But, what do I know? I'm just a guy who knows math. New Zealand currently has 1,160 total cases and 54 new ones. Now that is important to note because 54 new ones is showing the beginning of a downward trend. Now, at the beginning of this, we were told by the Prime Minister that we most likely wouldn't be able to see the effects of a lockdown for 12 days. It has been 14 days, and we are beginning to see those effects. In fact, we've been seeing them over the past 4 or 5 days. Those numbers are important to look out for because it shows that we are now in phase 2 of what is considered a 4-phase process of eradicating COVID-19. Phase 1 is the beginning of that lockdown where you see an exponential growth for a very varied amount of time. And that's what we did for the first 11 to 12 days. We saw those numbers growing in average cases per day every single day. And since day 11 through to now, the cases have leveled out. They haven't grown per average every day. In fact, they generally stayed at about 80 new cases a day, which is great. Bad, but great. Yesterday we had 75 new cases, and today we have 54, which is good. It's only 2 days to go off, so it's not definitive yet, but it shows that we might be in phase 2, which is the decline in average cases found each day. And while those are very promising figures, we can't get complacent. So I do worry that once we drop down from level 4 to level 3, everybody will just go back to their normal ways and end up spreading the virus even more. And that's probably where we'll see those spikes or those variants. So that's something to be wary of, to look out for in the future. Beyond that, those figures and numbers are based on us keeping the borders closed. And one thing that is interesting to think about is how this is going to affect our economy, our culture, and our world, while international travel is non-existent, really. I mean, we can focus on New Zealand, making sure that we eradicate the virus here. But if we were to open the borders, we could just invite it back in again. And that is the same for every country in the world. So the question is, do we just close down the world, pretty much, until the virus is gone? Or are we keeping it closed until we find a cure, a vaccine? In which case, if we do find a cure and a vaccine, do we keep them closed until everybody has had the vaccine? It's a really unprecedented time in history right now that we're living in. This is something that in 100 years, people will probably be studying because of its massive effect on the world. And we're living in it. We're part of this. And so, hopefully we all stay on the right side of it. Hopefully we make the right choices and we don't go out and make it worse for the rest of the world. I'm very much of the mindset that I don't want things to go back to the way they were after this. I think we have an opportunity for a reset. And I think we have a responsibility to make it better. Because in all honesty, the previous system wasn't working. And the fact that this virus has hit the world so hard is proof of that. Capitalism doesn't serve anyone apart from the very few at the top. The idea of a trickle-down system is just a pissing contest. That's what I'm getting from this. I should probably wrap this up. Day 14. Early morning. Today, I am going on a teddy bear hunt because Jacinda Ardern, our current Prime Minister, has suggested that people of New Zealand put teddy bears in their windows so that when families go for walks, the children have something to look at that's a bit more cheery than empty roads. I think that's amazing. She's also announced as of yesterday that the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy are considered essential workers and will do their best to visit all of the children of New Zealand, though they might not be able to reach everybody in time. So children have to be wary of that, but can also make their own eggs and do their own chores around the house, and perhaps their caregivers or parents can give them a separate treat, which I think is wonderful. We're doing well. We're doing well. Day 14. That's me. Classic webcam vlog. Probably never going to do it again.